Let me warn you ahead of time, this one is gonna be long. In fact, it's gonna be a two-parter. I'm hoping I can get everything I need to done for this one, and then part two is still gonna be on box and whisker plots, but just a different part of box and whisker plots. So, we're gonna get to moving. So, a box and whisker plot, when you see a picture of it, it'll make total sense why it's called that. But there are 5 locations on a box and whisker plot that you need to be aware of, all right? And it's called the 5-number summary. First one is nothing new. It's the median, the middle number. I put this right here because remember, you've got to put them in order from least to greatest. That's the most important thing that people always forget. You have to put them in order from least to greatest to find that number that's in the middle. Remember, if there's 2 numbers that you end up having in the middle, you add them together and divide by 2, and that becomes your median, okay? So that's nothing new. We've been doing that for a while now. The next thing is called the first quartile, okay? Once you find your median, that's the middle, remember? So now your numbers have been split into a lower half and an upper half because your median's in the middle. So then you have numbers going this way, you have numbers going this way, okay? The first quartile is the median of that lower half of numbers. So when your numbers over on the left side, it's going to be the median of those numbers. It's called the first quartile. On the other side, so remember, here's your median in the middle. On this side over here is your bigger numbers. The third quartile is going to be the median over here. So once again, remember, they're already in order, so you don't have to worry about putting them in order. But you have to find the number that's in the middle of these numbers over here, okay? And it's the same rule for the median. You know, if you end up with 2 in the middle, you have to add them together and divide by 2. All right, the next number is called the lower extreme or the minimum. You don't have to do any math whatsoever for this. The lower extreme is just the smallest number. So whatever the smallest number is in your list of numbers, that's called the lower extreme. And then the upper extreme or the maximum is the biggest number. So once again, you don't have to do any work for those. You just have to be able to see in your list of numbers which one is biggest and which one is smallest. And remember, you put them in order to find the median. So you're just looking at the beginning of the line for this number and the very last number at the end of the line for this number. So those two are really, really simple to do. These two are simple to do. This one you've been doing. So really just these two are new. And they're really not new because still you're just finding the median, which you've been doing for a while now. So it's not a lot. Let me rephrase that. It's not a lot of new things, but it's a lot of stuff that you have to find, okay? But really it's not hard because, like I said, you're just finding the median 3 times, okay? So this is what a box and whisker plot looks like. You see why it's called a box and whisker plot now. So here's your box, and then here are your whiskers. Your whiskers don't have to be a set length, okay? And they also don't have to be even. So like if this one over here is really long, but this one over here is really short, that's okay. Same thing for your box. Your box might be really long, or your box might be really short. If your box is really long, that means your numbers are really, really spread out. If your box is short, that means your numbers are pretty close together. They're very similar. This line right here in the middle, it doesn't have to go in the middle of the box, okay? It's just going to go wherever the median falls, because that is your median. All right, so this number over here is your lower extreme. So this number right here would represent your smallest number. This one right here is your first quartile. Here's your median. Here's your third quartile, and then here's your upper extreme, your biggest number, okay? Technically, yes, this is Q2, but we don't call it Q2. We don't call it the second quartile. We call it the median, okay? But yes, that's why it jumps from 1 to 3, because technically this is 2, but we just call it the median instead, okay? All right, let's keep going. Range, once again, this is not a new number, a new term. It's your biggest number minus your smallest number, okay? So it's your upper extreme minus your lower extreme, all right? I told you range always means subtraction, so you're always going to be subtracting your biggest number and your smallest number. The next one is interquartile range. Excuse me. This time all you're doing is subtracting your Q3 minus your Q1. So whatever number is right here and whatever number is right here, you're just going to be subtracting those two. Once again, you see the word range, so you know you're going to be subtracting. When you have a real box and whisker plot, there will be numbers at the bottom right here that obviously will assign to where these places are, so that you'll be able to see what goes where, okay? So let's look and do some examples. All right, so here's my list of numbers. All right, remember, the very first thing that you need to do is we need to put these in order from least to greatest, okay? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to save some room because There's a lot of things we need to do. So, let's see. My smallest one is 2. 5. 6. 6. 7. 8. 11. And 14. All right, so I put these in order from least to greatest. That should always be your first step when you're doing box and whisker plots, okay? So now I'm going to find that median, okay? And I'm going to put checks above my numbers because I don't want to not be able to see these numbers. So instead of like crossing them off, so like cross, 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 instead of doing that, I'm going to put checks at the top. That way I can keep up with where I am. So gone, 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 gone. Okay, so once again, I'm left with 2 in the middle. So I need to add these 2 together. 6 plus 7 is 13, and then divide by 2 because there's 2 numbers, and my median ends up being 6.5. Well, if you're 6.5, that means you're going to fall right here. So here's my median, and it is 6.5. Okay, so there's my median. All right, so now that I found that median, you can tell that I've got a upper list of numbers. There's my upper list of numbers. And then I've got a lower list of numbers. Okay, so remember Q1 and Q3 is the median of those 2. So now I'm going to start finding that median of these numbers. So the median over here. So once again, I'm going to check them. So I'll check underneath now. So check, check. All right, I'm already down to the middle. Okay, so these 2 numbers are in the middle. 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. 5.5 would fall right here between these 2. So this is Q1, and that's 5.5. Okay, so once again, all I did was I found the median of the lower half of numbers. Okay, now let me do it for the upper half. So gone, gone. I'm left with these right here. So 8 plus 11 is 19. And then 19 divided by 2 leaves you with 9.5. 9.5 is going to fall in between here. This is Q3. So right there. Okay. And then the very last 2 things are your upper and lower extremes. So remember, here is my lower extreme, and here is my upper extreme. Okay? So these are the 5 numbers you need, the ones that I have circled or boxed in. That's your 5-number summary, okay? You would need those 5 numbers to construct a box and whisker plot. We're not actually going to do that for this lesson. We just wanted to find those 5 numbers. So real quick, we can do range. So remember, the range is our biggest number, 14, minus our smallest number, 2. So our range would be 12. Okay? We could also do interquartile range, and we shorten that by just saying IQR. Remember, that's when you take your Q3, so 9.5, minus your Q1, which is 5.5. And when I subtract those 2, I get 4. Okay? So here's your 5-number summary, and then here are your ranges over here. Okay? Let's look at another one. Obviously, I'm only doing 2 because I'm not going to have enough room. So let's do 6, 12, 15, 5, 5, 7, 23, 11, and 9. Okay? Remember, the first step is you got to put them in order from least to greatest. So 5, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 15, and 23. Okay, so I got them all. All right, so now let's find that median. Remember, I'm not going to cross them off like I've done in the past because I want to be able to still see these numbers, okay? So gone, 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 gone. So now this time, it's nice and easy. They just leave me with one number in the middle. So here's my median. Okay, so my median is 9. All right, now let's look at my lower half of numbers. So here's my lower half. All right, so remember, 5 is gone, 7's gone. I'm left with 5 and 6, okay? So 5 and 6, you add them together. 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 divided by 2 is going to leave you with 5.5. So this is my Q1, and it's 5.5. Okay, upper half. So 11's gone, 23's gone. I'm left with 12 and 15. You add together 12 plus 15, you get 27. And 27 divided by 2 is going to leave you with 23.5. All right, then you got the easy ones. Here is my lower extreme. Here's my upper extreme, okay? So those are your 5 number summaries. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 numbers that I need. So now if I wanted to do the range, 23 minus 5 is going to leave me with 18 as my range. And then if I wanted to do the interquartile range, so that's Q3, which is 23.5 minus Q1, which is 5.5, which is going to leave me with, oh wait, I wrote the wrong thing. That's, sorry. I'm real sorry if you were confused. This is supposed to be a 13.5. Sorry about that. I knew that didn't make sense. 13.5, that's a 1, I'm sorry. So 13.5 minus 5.5 is going to leave you with 8. All right, so that was my mistake writing it wrong. Okay? So once again, you're just finding the median pretty much 3 times. The thing people are going to mess up on is when you're finding these Q1s and Q3s. So if you have any questions on that part, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to help you out. Or if you need another video, we can certainly make another video.